The Wild Boars of Madness. Chapter 11. Rescue.
Above the Jumping Horse Gorge riverbed on the cliff, there is an intermittent medicinal herb trail. In narrow sections, only one person can pass sideways, and there are places where you have to climb up and down giant rocks, very dangerous. This trail leads into the Huahezagul Valley. If the valley bottom is completely flooded, one can only follow the 10-mile running horse ridge from the small southern mountain, bend around to the north mountain cliff, drop a rope down the south slope from the ice bucket, and ascend the north slope of the north mountain. The north slope faces the sunny side. This trail is known only to Yang Laoyang. That night, around midnight, Yang Laoyang, with a lantern on his chest and a rope around his waist, led the team leader and the militia captain to climb the Jumping Horse Gorge and enter the mountains to rescue the 200 or 300 people trapped in the valley. The team leader and the militia captain were also carrying large bundles of ropes. The Jumping Horse Gorge, usually filled with lively green water, was now eerily silent. Deadwood lay everywhere and rocks were scattered. In the faint light of the lanterns, the mud swirled at an imperceptibly slow speed. Occasionally, a huge bubble would suddenly burst, resembling a pot of stirred black porridge. Occasionally, the flapping sounds of mountain birds and cries could be heard, along with the distant running sounds of unidentified animals, squeaking and howling. The low, rumbling sound of water, a sleepless night in the Huahezagul Valley. At around 2 in the morning, the three had already reached the 10-mile running horse ridge. Yang Laoyang, with quick footsteps, left the team leader and the militia cabin behind by half a mile. The running horse ridge was a curved mountain ridge, steep on the south slope, and gently sloping towards the north, leading to the bottom of the Huahezagul Valley. The sky was half cloudy and half clear. A round moon occasionally peeked out from the clouds, casting moonlight into the valley, reflecting the chaotic and turbulent waves. On the north slope, shadows would occasionally flash by. First, it was a group of mountain goats scared up the mountain by the flood. There were also smaller musk deer, and later, 2 white lip deer were seen. The north slope, being in the shade, had fewer trees and shrubs. At this time, covered in accumulated snow, the view was expansive. Yang Yang thought that if the hunting spear was still there, he wondered how much game he could have brought down tonight. But then he thought again. These species struggle for survival in the mountains on normal days, and today they faced a flood, a night of fear and chaos. Survival was already difficult, and in this world, everything was challenging. Why make it harder for each other? He heard the grunting sounds, and a small black shadow of a pig rushed towards him. The moonlight and lantern light were too dim to see its true appearance. The pig stopped about 10 steps away, with only its 2 shiny eyes visible. Fifth flower. Fifth flower. Yang Laoyang thought he had encountered fifth flower again. He raised the lantern, calling and approaching. However, the pig, upon seeing Yang Laoyang's fear, got frightened, took a few steps back, then charged forward and rushed into the snowy area below the north slope. It wasn't the fifth flower, but it couldn't be discerned which flower it was. The team leader, catching up, asked what kind of animal had just run down. Yang Laoyang said, "Didn't see it clearly." The militia captain said, "It's the spotted pig, probably the one you raised. We searched the mountain for it last year, but couldn't find it."